Hi everyone! I hope this is working. Yes. Okay. Hi. Ooh, okay, it is working. I'm glad. Sage Beltane, thank you so much. Wow, I'm so awkward. Thank you for finding me from a front end happy hour. If you could let me know which one that was, that'd be really cool. Because I've done 2 with them so far, and then hopefully I'll be able to go back for a 3rd. I really like them. They're super fun, and anything that involves, well, okay, hold on, not too much alcohol, because too much alcohol is bad. I'm very bad when I'm blackout drunk. But like a good happy hour buzz drunk is always really fun. So I really enjoy that podcast. Ooh, hello, Near This. Will this be another 2-hour show? I don't know. I hope not, actually. So I actually want this to be relatively quick. We'll see. So it's funny because I got back from Europe last Wednesday. And ever since I've had jet lag, but in like the good sense, because I fall asleep at like 10 p.m. and wake up at 7 a.m. And so I'm like, oh, I'm like a normal person. Instead of, I usually go to sleep around midnight or past midnight and wake up at like 9 a.m., 9:30, 10 sometimes, which is really horrible. So I'm like, oh, I'm like a normal functioning human being, except I don't drink coffee or anything. So I'm just blaming it on caffeine, because by the time it's like 9 or 10 p.m., I just completely like fall asleep, which is why today it's at 7 p.m. instead of 8 p.m. because I'm like paranoid that by like 9:30 I'll be like dead. Like yesterday after I had dinner, like we were watching something and then I fell asleep on the couch at like 8:30 or 9, and then I went to sleep on the bed at like 10. Yeah, that's me. Yeah, hopefully I'll be able to stay up a little bit. And it's finally getting a little bit cold in the Bay Area, so I've been drinking a lot of tea. I'm now just rambling, but I just realized I haven't tweeted that I'm live. Oh well. Okay, so today I wanted to do a short one because I missed Monday, and the reason why I missed Monday was because I went to the W3C Dev meetup, which for some reason I don't know why I didn't connect it, because like I knew that a few people were in town for the W3C, like I guess conference or like working week or whatever they call it. And then somebody else invited me to go to the W3C Dev meetup at like 6:30 or 7 p.m. or something. It was like 6 people speaking. And then I was like, cool, I'll go to that. Like, it didn't like occur to me to connect those two together, that like that's tacked onto the W3C like working week or working session or whatever. So yeah, there was six talks, and they were really great. I think the 2 that made the most impressions on me, I think, from a technical standpoint, was Leah Varose, and she talked about something she's been working on at MIT in a research group, I think called MOVA, maybe? And so that was really interesting. I just realized I like introduced it, and then I don't plan on going into any detail about it, but like, yeah, if you want to Google that, that was really interesting concept, because if I go into detail, then it's a very long spiel. And then the other one was the one from Jen Simmons, I think, about CSS Grid. And I've heard about CSS Grid for like a very long time, but like that was the first time I saw a talk on it, and that was really cool, just kind of seeing what's possible. So I think that's the one that's most directly applicable to me in my work. There were some others that were like about WebAssembly or like WebVR, and then there was a kind of funny one that like Alex Russell did one that was really funny, but probably wasn't as meaningful to me because I don't know, yeah. But it was great, and that's why I missed Monday, and so today I'm making it up a little bit. But on Sunday I left off making this animate, and that didn't go so well. And I still haven't had the chance to go and figure out why it's not really working the way I like it to. Also, is it just me or are the colors more desaturated? Not sure. But I'm going to ignore that, and today what I'm going to do is, instead of having these bar charts, I want to make beeswarm plots. So I'm going to get right into that. So I usually just copy and paste one of these over. Beeswarm. So I think in that case I want an SVG. Then I take everything else out. Yes, I don't need any of those. And then I don't need annotations just yet. Probably need D3 and Lodash. That was okay. So then I save it under source and visualizations. And then, okay, beeswarm. So the goal of the beeswarm is what I really want to see. So I want to be able to see at a glance of all of the different albums and all of the different songs. So like this kind of summary view. I want to be able to see at a glance all of kind of the spread of light to darker colors. And this is kind of good because I can see it at a glance, but then it's too hard for me to, like, it's interesting from like a hue spread. So this is the x-axis is currently hue, and so it's kind of interesting to be able to see like the spread of hues over the years. I swear this is more desaturated than before. Oh well. But as you can see, it's not too interesting. So then I wanted to see if there's anything interesting with like the spread of light to dark colors in her music videos. And like maybe there isn't any, but I thought beeswarm would be a better like view, like a at a glance view than a bar chart anyways. We'll see. I could very well be very wrong. Okay, so here instead of using the histogram, use the beeswarm. So bring that in. Beeswarm. Oh, the chat is quiet today. Wonder if it's because it's not my normal time. Okay, beeswarm. Let's give it, let's say pass in the data, and then I have a, so when I process the data, when I calculate the data, for each video, I group by hue, and then I'm also gonna group by the lightness. And then, so for data, let me pass that in. And then for now, let's just do width and height. And beeswarm is not defined. Did I not define? Oh, I must have left it at his histogram. Cool, okay. I just realized I didn't really think through how to do the beeswarm yet. Okay. So width, this dot props dot width, and height, this dot props dot height. So I'm like hoping that after this beeswarm that I'm going to be done making most of my visualizations, and that instead I'll spend all my time kind of like figuring out the story and then writing that, and then just like weaving. Oh, Roz VA, thank you so much for following. And I got that fixed last time. Thank you. I'll hear this for making noise. Yeah, I think it's the unusual time and that I didn't tweet that I'm live streaming now, so that's probably why it's quieter than usual. That's okay. I'll just talk more, even though I think it's like very awkward talking. Okay, so height, and then what I want, the first thing I probably want to do is define a simulation. So actually a beeswarm is really, really straightforward. So, and I did one very recently. So this is a beeswarm. So this was a little bit more quote unquote complicated of a beeswarm, but so it's essentially just the force layout, the force simulation, the D3 force simulation. Yeah, it's actually really simple and straightforward. And I'll probably do it with Canvas, actually, now that I think about it. Yeah, it's probably better to do it with Canvas, just because I think for each of the videos I might have 100 something. Yeah, for each of the videos I have 100 something colors, and I don't need any interactivities with any of those colors. So it's probably better for me to just do Canvas instead of SVG. And then let me give it a ref. So component, and then let's component amount, this dot canvas is equal to D3 wrap that around in D3. Oh yeah, this is a story that feels harder than coding. I completely agree. So last year when I did my Hamilton viz, that was actually the first time I've ever like written something to go, like that was the first time I've ever done like a visualization story thing, like a scrolly story visualization thing. And when I decided to do it, I was like, I can code and I can sort of write. Like, how hard is it to do that together? Apparently very, very hard. Like, apparently it's very hard to like just kind of like it's already hard for me to write just because I'm such a slow writer. And then to like have to think through, like as I'm writing, what should the visualization look like, etc. And I think it's like seriously just one of those muscles, like brain, like that you just need to train. Like coding is a muscle that's like very established for me. This analogy is slowly turning really bad, but coding is something that like yeah, is a very well practiced muscle. It's a very vibrant, I don't know. And like writing is like in a right muscle, but then like writing and visualization together was just like a muscle I've never used. And so I think it's gotten a little bit better now. I think I have a tiny bit better of a handle, but probably still not that great. Yeah. So what is my max typing speed? I don't actually know. I think I might have done like one of those tests once, and it might have been like 180? Is that too high? I don't know. I think it was like higher than average, but like it wasn't like anything spectacularly fast or something. Okay, so this dot context is equal to this dot canvas dot node dot. I've already done all of this. Why am I? Oh, that's right. Okay, so this dot refs dot canvas dot get context, which is 2D. Yeah. And then defined D3 force simulation. Yes. Okay. And then the important thing is to be able to run the D3 force simulation and get it kind of into this format, the important thing is to use force X and force Y, which is so this is what it is. So it basically, what happens is it basically, you basically tell D3 force simulation the X and Y that you want your node to go towards, and then it will go towards that, yeah, usually without overlap though. So actually I should do that. Dot force X. Wait, no, dot force, and then I want to call that X and D3 force X. Yeah, and then that usually I just, so then now I need to return what on the data will tell me the X position, and usually I just call it, I think, force X. Wait, focus X? I think I just call it focus X because like that's where the node should be focused in on. Dot force Y. Dot Y D dot focus Y. Dot force, and then here's the collide. So what keeps all of these nodes from overlapping with each other when they like go towards that one X and Y position is D3 force collide. Yeah, so this one. And so how you use that is you just give it, you just have it return a radius. So in this case, I think I'll just do radius. Oh, although I was wondering, actually, let's just start with a fixed radius. So let's make it like, I don't know, radius of 3 maybe? Okay. Cool. And then now what I want to do is take the data that's been passed in and calculate, and then calculate my focus X and focus Y given the hue. Yes. No, sorry, given the lightness. Okay. Calculate data, and let's call that. And console, let's just console the data. Oh, and here this says writing needs to be compiled like you write, and then you rewrite the words to make sense. Yeah, I'm like especially slow because I don't know when it was, but I like got into this habit of proofreading and editing every other line. So I'll like write a line and I'll reread my paragraph. Sometimes I'll reread the whole thing. And then so as you can imagine, it really doesn't scale well. Which is also why like I take 6 months to write a blog post. But cool. Okay, so this is the data. Okay, so I have my lightness, and then I have my sum. Wait, hold on. Oh wait, no. Wait, no, I don't want the group by, okay, so these are the values for when I group it for every 0.0, is it 0.025 lightness, so I've grouped them. But no, for this one, I want to show every single color there is. So actually, that should be, is that just, it should just be the colors actually. Video.colors. So I just want to be passing in video.colors. So let me not do that calculation then. Yeah. Did I? Okay, there we go. So this is the right thing. Whoa! one of them has 538 colors. Man, interesting. Fascinating. So I wonder which one this is. Oh, it's New Romantics. Wow, that's a lot of colors. It's gonna be a huge beeswarm. Okay. So now what I want to do is go through every single one of them. And should I create new? Well, okay. D and so okay, so this is HSL. So this last one is the lightness. And so let me also make an X scale. This dot X scale is equal to D3 dot scale linear. And then my domain, because lightness, HSL, lightness is from 0 to 1, with 0 being the darkest and 1 being the lightest, which I think I'm okay with that. So, and then, so that's my domain, and my range should be my width. So dot range, margin, so yeah, so my left hand side is margin dot left, and then right hand side is width minus margin dot right. And that way what I can do is object return object assign. I think I'm going to just create new objects. I don't know how much new memory that would require. So, okay. I think what I'm going to do is just assign it directly into that object for now, because I don't use it anywhere else. Yeah, okay. I don't use that data object anywhere else, so the problem of collision shouldn't be there. And so my focus X, actually, so my focus Y should just be 0. So I actually don't think I need this. Yeah, so I want them all to collapse into a center line, so there shouldn't be a need for Y. So actually all I have to do is calculate the focus X, which should just be what X scale gives me back for D dot color. So D dot color, and then it's the third one. Actually, I think that's all I need. And then dot on tick, so every tick of the simulation, draw the dots. So draw dots, and really, is that it? Is that really it? Dot stop. So actually no, I can just here for simulation pass in this dot data, and tick is draw dots. Really? Okay, so now I should just be able to loop through each of the dots in the data and draw circles. This seems way too simple. Oh, okay. I'll see you later. Hello, near this. Cool. Okay. I can never remember the canvas drawing, like canvas draw arc, the arc command. because there's like, okay, there we go. So then let's see. Okay, so every single time it ticks, I need to first clear the rect and canvas. So 0, 0, this dot props, this dot height, and then this dot ctx dot arc. Actually, okay, so I need to first set the color. So fill style is equal, oh, this dot ctx dot fill style is equal to d dot color. So it's, I think I should just be able to do hsl and then d dot color. So d dot color is an array, so I should just be able to do that, and fill style should understand, because I think fill style will take hsl. And then dot arc should be d dot x, d dot y, and then it's radius, so radius. Oh, and then this dot ctx dot stroke style, I want it to just be like one almost black stroke. Radius, start angle and end angle, so 0, and then go all the way around. And then is it, I think that part doesn't really matter to me. This dot ctx dot fill, and then also stroke. Oh, and also begin path, because I think if I don't do that, then I'm guessing it's gonna stroke and fill all of the previous arcs too. I don't fully understand that part. Width is not defined. Ah, right here. Okay, nothing is showing up. Because this dot clear rect is not a function. It should be this dot ctx dot clear rect. Okay, this may or may not have angered my console. Okay, it's fine. Please, please. Ooh, something happened, and that's not what, oh, okay, so I think for, whoa, okay, first of all, it's not colored correctly, bleh, words, it's not colored correctly. Oh man, my laptop is getting angry. Okay, so apparently HSL is not, really? Canvas can't take fill style HSL? Oh, okay. Color, gradient, or pattern. DOM string parsed as I didn't know that. Parsed as CSS color value. Oh no, look, you can do HSL. So what's wrong? Oh, okay. Oh, wait, what? Hold on. HSL. Oh, there we go. HSL examples. They need to be percentages. Okay, they need to be percentages, and I have them as out of 1. So, the easiest thing might be, thank you. They're just all black dots though. So, let's get them the right color. Okay, I think the way I want to do it is import chroma from chroma.js, and then chroma. Actually, no. So basically, d.color. Oh, this is painful. Okay. Okay, d.color 0, d.color 1. Oh, so painful. Okay. And then this needs to be multiplied by 100 and then put into percent. And same thing for the last value. And then it will work with the right color. Yay! Interesting. Interesting. Okay, so now they're the right colors. And very ugly. That's okay. So now you can see that they're not like bunched on top of each other, and that's because we need to give it a dot force y. And then here I should just be able to say force y is 0. And then I should well, okay, it will do that. When your ideas never go according to plan. Okay, let's see. Let's first of all not stroke. Let's make the radius a little bit smaller. Let's make the force y into half the width, half the height, which makes so much more sense. Ooh. This is more interesting. Maybe I should have it stroked though. The spread is actually a lot more even than I expected. Maybe that's because I needed to make it wider. So maybe I should make it, where's my summary width? Okay, so maybe I should be making it like 800. And then let's see what happens. Maybe then you can see distinctive things. Huh. Really? Huh. Okay. It's actually quite evenly spread out. Did not expect this. I thought she just... Oh, of course it's evenly spread out because I've given them all the same radius, but some of those black dots are a lot more frequent than some of these lighter dots. So I should size them according to their frequency. That's why it's so deceivingly evenly spread out. And let's make you a little bit bigger. So the dots represent all of the colors in T-Swift's music videos. So for each of these songs, I pulled out all of the colors in each of the, like every 5 seconds in her music videos, and the dots represent all of the colors, and the x-axis is the x-axis, sorry, words, thoughts. The x-axis is the lightness, like it's scaled from dark to light. You know what? I think I don't like the stroke after all because it makes everything look darker than it actually is. It's fascinating though. Okay, so let's also give them, let's make you by 1200. And then now let's size them. So let's say my min radius will be 2, and then const max radius will be, say, 10 for now. And let me do a this dot radius scale. And recently I learned that I should be using scale square root, which I don't ever remember how. Okay, D3 scale. Okay, I can never remember which ones are capitalized for that one. Square root. Okay, just the S. Square root. And the domain. Okay, so the domain should be, you can use const size extent is equal to d3 dot extent, and then I want to use this dot props dot data, and the one I want to use is d dot size, and so I wonder what that is. I wonder what the minimum size is. So the size is the number of pixels, number of pixels that were that color, that were bundled into that color. So the domain is the size extent, and the range is min radius, max radius. And then, is, let's do this. So the radius should be this dot radius scale, and then pass in d dot size. And then here under force collide, let's not use the, so now it should be dot radius, d is d dot radius. Is it force collide? Radius, yeah, dot radius. Okay, so now everything, oh, and here I also need to update it when I draw it. Radius is not defined. Yes, of course it's not. D dot radius is what I want. Ooh. I think this is a little bit more interesting. Except for this. Why is this over here? I don't actually know why this is over here. This is kind of fun. Okay, so 3. I want the max radius to be a lot bigger. Maybe like 20? Whoa. That's so cool. Oh wow, so for a lot of them, the number of pixels, the minimum number of pixels for that color is just 1. Actually, I should just make it 1-to-1. This is really fun. This is the part that's really fun, I think. Wow. Yeah, look how heavily she leans to the dark ones. So like for some of these, there's definitely some colors that are really big on the lighter side. Wow. This is fun. Oh, look at how like how much oranges Fearless has. So let me actually also make it I'm a little bit scared to click on that link. Can you tell me what that link is? Look at all the like yeah. There's all of the like super dark dots there are. Look at how like for Ready For It, she just like doesn't have that many other colors. Wow. It's fascinating. So let me do one thing. Actually, let me take a look at this from a saturation perspective too. From most saturated to least saturated. Yeah, let me try that. So I think that was in my X scale. Yeah, so if I just change this from 2 to 1, that's the saturation. Oh, okay. Sorry, I'm just like a little bit scared of links. I actually have never ever played WoW, and I haven't really ever watched it much either. Whoa. So this is when the X scale is by saturation. It's also interesting how saturation works for like black. So some of these are apparently very on the desaturated side, and this is more on saturated side, which is interesting, but also kind of weird. Like so many of her music videos are actually really desaturated. Okay, so I think I'm gonna go back to lightness. And then I wonder if I should also somehow do like a Y scale. Like I think what I can do is alright. Ooh. Thank you, 8 Toes. Thank you so much for following. Gladness says I spent 10 years playing it, so I get the reference. Yeah, for some I think okay, so I never really got into that many games. Like I never really got into that many video games, and I used to think that like it's just because I was like the really book nerdy type growing up, and like I just studied a lot, so I never really like got into games. But now I actually think like I remember a few times in high school like trying it out, and I think it's just like I don't perform well under pressure. So like games like I think I tried like a first person shooter and I just kept on dying, and I really don't perform well under pressure. And also like I have really bad like hand-eye coordination and like really bad like depth perception, and so I just get really confused when it comes to like video games because like it's like 2D, but then like it's supposed to have depth like which like really confuses me. I don't know. I'm even really bad at Mario Kart. Like when I first started, like I just couldn't like I sometimes I couldn't even tell apart like so like for like some of those like desert tracks, I couldn't tell apart like if like the road that I'm supposed to be on, like I couldn't tell the road from like the desert sand. And I used to like always get onto the sand. I don't know. I think I have problems with colors and depth. There's many problems. But yeah, it was really bad the few times I tried to like an FPS and I just kept on dying within like a minute or two. I got really good at DDR though. I don't know how that happened. I just kept on like playing it over and over and I was really obsessed. So okay. So I think this actually does what I set out to do, which is kind of scary how fast that was. But I guess I've also like done this a lot. So that would make sense. Okay, so the last thing I want to do is I want to set a starting set a starting y such that like I can order the dots by like hue. I want like a y, like a y gradient of hue. Does that even make sense? But yeah, so the x is the lightness, and then I want to also kind of position the y by hue. So do a y scale, and hue is out of so hue is out of 360, yeah. So through 360, and then range is, I actually think I just want to like give it a wide enough, so let me think about this. This dot props dot, so so 0 is like reds, and then the middles are blues. So actually I think I want to go from like blues to reds. I think it's like 120. Actually, never mind. Okay, so let's just do this dot props dot height minus, I don't know, 180. Let's do that. And so the reason why I'm like arbitrarily just choosing 180 is because this isn't the Y position that they're supposed to end up at. It's just the Y positions that they start at, so that like when they come together, they squish, but hopefully they squish in some sort of a pattern hue way. So let's try that. So just start X as, oops, this, and then Y is this dot Y scale D dot color 0. 0 is hue. So you should see it coming down together. Yeah, cool. It's like kind of, okay, I'll take it. Awesome. Okay, so the last thing, the last thing I want to do is just make sure that they don't go out of bounds. So the way to do that is, well, not calculate data. So on each tick, so actually I want to do on tick. Let me call this on tick instead. So on each tick, for each of the dots, I want to first see if it's gone out of bounds. So out of bounds should be like, for x, if d dot x is less than, wait, no, hold on. Okay. So if d dot x minus d dot radius, because you want, like, you don't want 0, like, you don't want d dot x, which is the center of the circle. You want, like, the leftmost point. So that's why it's d dot x minus d dot radius is less than or equal to 0. Then I want d dot x to equal d dot radius. Else if d dot x plus d dot radius is greater than or equal to, or no, just greater than this dot props dot width, then I want d dot x to equal this dot props dot width minus d dot radius. And same thing for d dot y. So d dot y minus d dot radius is less than 0. I should just copy this over. Oh well. Else if d dot y plus d dot radius is bigger than height, then d dot y should equal to this dot props dot height minus d dot radius. And that is just a really straightforward code for bounding the force simulation. So, woo! Fascinating. Why did you go all the way over there? I'm very confused as to what this is doing. Like, I don't know why you're over here. Like, shouldn't you not be so light? I'm very confused. But yeah, that's the beeswarm. Maybe I should make this like, maybe I should make this 600 and then make you a little bit taller. And then what would you look like? Wow. Quite interesting. So 82 says, from what I've studied about education technologies, there are people who are impulsive learners and other who are reflective learners. I think dancing is a lot more intuitive than pushing buttons on the thing, even though DR is pushing buttons with 10 toes. But yeah, maybe games cater to more impulsive types. Interesting. I've never heard of that. Huh. So, I mean, I feel like I'm not very good at like most games in general. Especially just things like that. I don't know. I tend to be a very slow thinker in a lot of things. So things that need, like things that need like very quick reflex and impulse, I think I'm just very bad at. But yeah. So I don't know how I feel about what I just made. I was hoping that this would be my final visualization, but I don't know if I like it. Maybe it will grow on me. I don't know. No fight or flight. No flight or fight. Yeah, I'm just really bad at on the spot. So, my boyfriend has been getting more into games. And once in a while he'll try to like play. He'll like introduce a game to me, and then the first one he did was like recently after he's gotten his Switch is snipper clips, which was really really fun because I don't have any like time sensitive pressure, and we can just like figure out the puzzle. I really love puzzle games, so like we can figure out the puzzle together like and take however long we need. And then the second one he introduced is Overcooked. So we've been playing Overcooked recently, and it stresses me the fuck out. Like, it's gotten to a point. So we're just finishing World 4, and it's gotten to the point where like I can't play more than like I don't know like 2 or 3 levels. Like I can't play more than 4 or 5 games, or I just like get even more stressed out about everything, and just because like I just don't perform that well under pressure. Yep. Story of my life. Whoa, Clarice! Hey, how'd you find this? I didn't know. I guess I will know. I knew that you I guess I knew that you watched Twitch streams, but so yeah, Clarice, so Clem Valera in the chat. Clarice is one of my best friends, and she used to be my roommate. We went to like college together, and she was my freshman year floor mate. Yup, I haven't seen you in a while. The last time we saw each other, we were like, "How's life? Do you still have a boyfriend? Yup. Do you still have a job? Yup. Do you still have an apartment you live in? Yup. Okay, we're done." I'm like, okay. Yeah, Gluttonous says I could have guessed you were into puzzle games. Yep. For the longest time, we or like for a few years back, we were really really into escape rooms, and those kind of games. But we stopped. I think my boyfriend still goes once in a while. But yeah. Did I mean, I said earlier on Twitter that I was gonna be doing this, but I didn't. Cool. You checked my Twitter. Oh, what's the Witness? Is that a game? I'll check that out later. But yeah, so this is what it looks like, and I don't think this is what I was hoping for. Yep. So maybe yeah, so Overcooked does get much worse. I think like World 1, I was like, oh, I can do this, and like we like I think went through all of World 1 in like one sitting. And then World 2, we were like, okay, this sucks a little bit, but it's fine. And then World 3, we're like, what the fuck? And then literally, we got to World 4, and I think it might happen like 4-2 or 4-3 or something. And I don't know if this is considered a spoiler, but like I put down something into the skillet, and then it fucking started to move, and I just like rage quit on the spot. Like I've never done that before, but I just like threw down the remote control, and I was like, I'm fucking done here. And then I'm stopping, and then yeah, I had to take a break for like a few days. It was I was like and then I had to like take a break of a few days, and then we came back, and we cleared that level, I think with like 2 stars or something after a few tries, and then we went to the next one, and we started playing, and I was like, fuck it, I'm done. So all the psalm Ato says all the psalm visualizations like magic spells. I don't know which visualizations you're talking about, but Svinkle, hi Svinkle. Chris says, "Oh, Alex told me." The Witness is a great puzzle game. So yeah, at this point, I guess I'm pretty much done with like what I was gonna do for the night. But other than, I guess I'm just gonna like keep making tweaks on this. And the other thing I wanted to do is so for this part, the last time I streamed, I tried to do like, I really want to make one of those like cool like sound like playing bars animation thing for like when music plays and the bars move up and down, and I really want to make that animation, which should be pretty easy in SVG, but I'm doing this in Canvas because I have so many colors and like so many bars, which means that it's kind of like, it's hurting my brain a little bit to think about it, so I need to like write everything down. So hopefully I'll be able to do that soon, but not tonight. And that's the next thing I want to do. This is definitely not what I was hoping for. It's like not that pretty. And it's like kind of informative, but kind of not. Let me try something where, yeah, so I think I'll probably end up just like tweaking this more. But then after that, I think there's like one more visualization kind of thing that I want to do as like my title header, that I have in my mind that involves like her album art, but I haven't fully thought it through yet. So, yeah, so I need to finish thinking that through. But the super simple thing that I was going to try is just and oh, Ato says, I think it was great before adding the contrast. Do you mean the contrast of the size? Like the dot size, or do you mean so the reason why okay, so the reason why I added the dot size was because I wanted to know the actual frequency of those colors. So let me change, so let me filter out any colors that have less than 5 pixels. So I want only those with more than 5 pixels. Interesting. Actually, oh wait, my original plan for this was to do like the top 25% of colors or something. Let me at least do... That was my original plan. I had totally forgotten about that. Yeah. Clarice, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while. I miss you quite a bit. Maybe I should only be doing the top 25% of colors. Okay, so how can I do that? You just found out I was here from Alex. What? But Alex is in class. Can we... Oh, that I was home. Yeah, I'm back in the Bay. I've been back in the Bay for like a week. Yeah, and then I'll be gone again on the 18th. So yes. Yes, we should definitely hang. Oh, we should go get afternoon tea. Okay, anyways, this is like slowly devolving into, who's gonna like lose people. Okay, so this is so fascinating. Like, look at New Romantics. I wonder if this is more because there's so many colors, and like all of these colors are so small compared to that one big one. which maybe that's really not the good way of doing things. Okay, let me try just only having, let me try filtering out the top. Let me try only doing the top 25%. And then let me try having the same radius, because I think that might be what Eight Toes was suggesting. Yeah, I'll DM you later. But wait, is Alex in here too watching? I didn't even know he had a Twitch account. Okay, so what to do now is when I calculate data, I should dot sort by, create a map of color count pairs and filter out the lowest X colors. Yes, I think I agree with you. And then maybe I will do the same sizes. Let's see. Okay, sort by d dot size, and then I want to take only the top quarter. So this isn't 100% accurate because obviously each of the colors have their own size, number of pixels that correspond to that color. But it's a very rough approximation that should hopefully hold. So that's the top quarter. Okay, that's great. Nothing showing up. Okay. So dot log this dot data. Dot take should be the right load dash. Oh no, it's because I told him earlier that I was gonna stream at 7. Okay, so dot take. Yeah, so take should be the right thing. So is it just, oh, of course. Okay, so math dot length and then divide by 4. I didn't length it, so that would make sense. Okay. Ooh. This is actually much more interesting. So this is the top quarter of colors from every one of our songs, which leans heavily, heavily to the black. And let me decrease the size difference. Okay, let's make you 3 to 10. And then let's also make you a little bit smaller. So, and then finally give you a, okay, 480, and then I just need to give you a line through the middle. Yep. So actually, I think I want to calculate yeah, so I guess that is it. And then that's it for tonight. That went a lot smoother than I was expecting, probably because I've made a lot of bee swarms in my life. And I didn't have anything else on the agenda. Okay. Ooh. Thank you so much for suggesting things, Eight Toes and Swinkle. And yeah, I guess I'm gonna call it done. I'll probably give it some like annotations, or at least some like axes. And then that was a pretty straightforward, nothing really went wrong sort of live code, which is really, really rare. Okay, alright. Good night. Thank you so much for joining, and I will see you next Monday, I think. Yes, I should be able to do this next Monday, and then maybe the following Monday, and then I'll be out for a conference again. So I'll probably be doing a lot of things not live, and then explaining it after. And yeah, okay. Thank you. Good night. Bye-bye. Ooh, thank you, Easton. Thank you so much for following.